YouTube. So today I'm going to tell you guys a story about one of the times that I came up to Oscoda. I came up a couple times from when I was in Detroit, and this one is just the one that I remember mostly all the details. So, because a lot of them times, like one time I was hiding in the back of my mom's car, like trying to pretend that I wasn't up here. My grandma was going to call the police on me because I was running from probation. Whatever, that was so long ago anyways. But okay, so I came up here, and then shortly thereafter Mike came up here too, and his plan was to bring some heroin up here so that we could sell it, so we basically just start hanging out with my family. It was for the holidays, that's why he was up here. And we did actually sell a little bit of it. And they were like, that was fire, and they wanted more of it. And we liked it too. That's our problem. So because we liked it, then we started using more of it than we were selling. Finally, eventually, we ran out of dope, and we had to figure out a way to make dope. When we didn't have dope, we couldn't get to Detroit. We're stuck in fucking Oscoda, So we got this fucking goodies, aspirin powder stuff, and this like fiber, like I don't know, like fiber granule stuff. And we mixed that shit up together, and man, it looked legit. It was like light brown and everything. I mean, it was fucking, it looked seriously straight. And even when you got it wet, it still, watered up the same way, everything. Not quite the same though, so you'd be able to tell once that happened. So anyways, now at this point, we're sick. And we're sitting in the fucking parking lot of Burger King trying to sell this shit to this girl. And she's fucking blowing me off. And we had already tried to sell it to her before when we actually had real dope. And at that point, she was blowing me off then too. And we decided to try again because we wanted the money. And then we went back, it was like the next day. And she's still blowing us off. So it was like, okay, well, whatever, we're going to give you this fake shit anyways. But she didn't end up showing up. So turns out I had this friend Rick, and he lived in some apartments not too far up the road from where we were at Burger King. And man, we were so sick, you guys. Okay, we were really sick. And so we went to his house, and we told him that we were trying to sell our heroin, that we weren't using it because we were trying to sell it, but that we had done it so much that now we were sick because we had sold too much of it, and we didn't want to sell, we didn't want to use the last of our stuff up because we really needed the money. So I convinced him to give us the last of his Vicodins, okay? Just to get us just slightly off sick, not even really off sick that much. And he... oh my gosh, I will forever remember this. So he fucking gets, he gives us the money and everything, and puts it out on a plate or whatever he did, and he snorts that shit up, and he goes, "Oh, it burns so bad. What the fuck is wrong with this stuff?" And I'm like, man, we don't do it that way anymore. We just strictly shoot it up. So I don't know what you're experiencing right now. I said, I don't know, man, but I'm sorry that it's burning your nose like that. And then we had to go. So we got to go. And then we also, out in the parking lot, ran into this other guy. And I feel a little bit bad because later I found out that this guy actually passed away from an overdose, but not from anything that we gave him, because that shit was straight up bunk. So anyway, so we sell it to him too, and then we leave. We got my grandma's van. We're, in town. They probably have been wanting us to come back for a while, and So we go back, and we're going to some store or something, or the Vista or something like that. And all of a sudden I start getting these text messages on my phone from Rick, and he's like, "We know what you guys did. You fucking ripped us off, and now we're coming after you, and we know where your grandma lives, and you better fucking, you better wish that you never ripped us off," or something like that, So I'm like, oh fuck, so we hurry up and we come back here to my grandma's house, and we're like, we gotta go. we gotta go, Grammy. We have to go. My grandma and grandpa, they didn't really understand. We start packing our shit up as much as we could. We start grabbing all of it up. And we're like, we gotta go. And my grandma's like, well, you know, she didn't understand the urgency of the situation. And so then she tells us that, well, she could give us the money to get on the Greyhound the next day. And I said, oh, no, we can't. We cannot wait. Can't wait. Nope, we cannot. We have to go right now. And I finally had to tell her, Grammy, there are some people that are upset at us, and they're coming here to your house right now. We got to go. We got to go. And then I'm like, man, we got to fucking go. And my grandpa's like, all right, I'll just drive them down there myself. And so... So then he and my grandma, we load up in the car and we go back, and they drive us. They drive us back to Detroit. And the whole way down, we're both sick as shit. We have the money that we got from selling that stuff. And then my grandma and grandpa also give us another $100 on top of that. So we have, you know, like a decent little lick there that we hit in just in the one day. And I mean, you know, I feel bad about the fact that the other guy passed away, but, you know, I know that it wasn't anything that I did that caused him to die. He was mad at me because the shit I gave him didn't get him high. So, same with Rick. I can't believe he snorted that shit, guys. That was so funny. So, anyways, so we get down there, and they drop us off at Livernois right there at the Audie's Coney Island. Right there, there's another street right down there. It's like an industrial street or something. I can't remember what road that is, actually, but whatever. So that's where they dropped us off at, and at the Audie's Coney Island, and they left. And that, and the first thing Mike says to me is, so, are we gonna spend that whole $100 that your grandpa gave us? I said, well, I think we need to make some of this last us, you know, we need to get cigarettes, and we need to be able to eat at least, you know, for a day while we're, you know, just got back down here. And so, anyways, so that's what happened. And, you know, there was other times, like, one time my grandma and grandpa drove us down there. I'm not sure how it is that we were always up here and they ended up driving us back down. Like, he would always, we'd take the Greyhound bus up here, or my mom would come and pick us up, and then, you know, shit would always go wrong. So then another time that they took us down there, they gave me $100 and dropped us off at a spot, but it looked like a straight house. It was totally legit house. They dropped us off there in the middle of the ghetto off of Seacot in fucking Michigan, or Etzel Ford in Seacot, whatever. And that house, it looked so like a nice house. It was nice. There was no broken windows, anything like that, and you couldn't tell that anything was wrong. But the rest of the neighborhood looked like shit. So I felt bad that my grandma and grandpa had to be in that neighborhood, that environment, because, you know, you never know. My grandpa at the time was younger, but still had a hard time getting around. And my grandma, of course, is just like so sweet and little angel. So she wouldn't know what to do if something happened to them down there. I mean, holy crap. So I do feel bad for that, you know. I mean, you know, you do a lot of shit in your addiction that you regret, that you wish that you could do over, you know. I feel bad about those things. Doesn't mean that I would change it, really, because all those experiences that I've had, all those things that I've done, all those bad decisions that I've made have all been like a learning lesson for me, and helps me to grow and helps me be a better person. So yeah, even though I done some fucked up shit in my addiction, like robbing my friend, like giving my friend some fake dope, I mean, at least it wouldn't hurt him, right? You know, and that's really the only bad thing I did and then, you know, when I was trying to get clean, I come up here and just like was trying to do Suboxone, and that didn't really ever work. I always abused that. So yeah, anyways, that's my little story. It's kind of stupid, but a little bit funny, I guess. Because and you know what? And I seen Rick after that, and he never said shit about that. Not at all. I think I actually maybe even went over to his house after that. So, he didn't even really hold it against me because, you know, he done some fucked up things in his addiction too. So it is what it is, you know. If you've been there and you can relate, then you understand where somebody's coming from, and you can't really hold it so much against them. Like my friend Brandy, who I love to death, that I robbed. She's been there. She knows what the fuck happened. She knows, and she still loves me. So, oh yeah, and I robbed Sean, which I did apologize to him, but he wasn't really anybody that I was really friends with. He just lived in my building, and he was always over at my house because he liked my fucking boyfriend. Anyways, guys, so I hope you like my story. Yeah, it's not super exciting like all my other ones, not real graphic or nothing, but it is a story. All right, guys, I'll see ya.